Hey YouTube, what's going on? Today I'm going to be showing you my best tips to becoming a better support player in Rainbow Six Siege. I'm going to preface this video by saying that I am in no way the greatest support player or anything like that, but I've been playing Siege for quite a while, and I've picked up a lot of tips and tricks along the way that I think will help you. So let's get into tip number one. Tip number one is always be on cams. When the round starts, especially on defense, when the round starts, flip cams, see where they spawn, tell your team where they spawn. If you're halfway through the round and it's kind of like a quiet time, like you don't hear anybody coming around and you're in a safe spot, hop on cams, flip. Try to help your roamers out, like, oh, they're pushing lobby, something like that. Your job as a support player is to be flipping cams on defense or droning your entries in on attack. When your team succeeds, you succeed. If you're on attack and you die with the drone still in your pocket, that's basically a kill that you could have gotten, or your team could have gotten. You know, that's a severe waste of utility. And if you're not droning your team in, that's like half of your job that you're just not doing. So you're not going to be a good support player if you're not droning. Tip number two is going to be have good comms. Now this ties into tip number one. If you're droning your team in, you need to have good comms. I see a ton of people who just get excited and start yelling their comms or trying to like backseat game their teammates, like, oh, swing, 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 something like that. Like there's a very fine line between making good callouts and backseat gaming. So if you get too excited or too loud with your yelling, the only thing that it's gonna do is make the person you're calling out for antsy, anxious, make it so they can't hear the game, and it's just gonna cause them to make mistakes and you to lose the round. So not only do you gotta just stay calm, clear, stuff like that, you also need to know your callouts. So this is trophy, right? If I got somebody, say I'm on defense, I got a teammate who's playing these holes. We made attic holes, which I actually don't like. I kind of like fully reinforcing that, but a lot of people, especially in ranked, make these holes. You got a teammate who keeps swinging these holes. He's playing master, stuff like that. You hop on this cam and you're like, hey, I see somebody coming up Armory stairs. This is Armory stairs. You have to know that that's Armory stairs and be as clear as possible with your comms. So like, hey, they're at the bottom of Armory stairs, walking up right now, halfway up, all the way up type. Like, just be as clear as possible, paint as clear of a picture as possible into your teammate's mind, because they're way more likely to get a kill with that information, or get out of there, stay safe with that information. So basically just keep clear comms, say exactly what they're doing, where they're doing it, whatever, stuff like that, and know your callouts. Know that this is Armory, know that this is Armory stairs, know that this is trophy, know that that's master. You know, that takes time, and there's YouTube videos all over the internet for certain guides like that. But yeah, going into tip number three, we have do your job. Now it might sound simple, right? Do your job. Of course, everybody, you gotta do your job. But I see so many hard breachers getting spawn peeked or seeing somebody on drone thinking they have a free kill and swinging them, right? Like, no. Your job is, as a hard breach, is to open the wall first. I don't care if you have a free kill, right? Because you killing them does a lot less damage to their team than it will do to your team if he ends up killing you. Even if it's an 80-20, like gunfight wise, even if you think you have 80% chance to win that gunfight, there's still a 20% chance you don't, right? And if you die as a hard breach player, your team is infinitely more likely to lose that round. So do your job. If you're playing mute like I am, make sure you get all of your mutes down, right? Other support ops like Mira, make sure you get your mirrors down. Make sure you're setting up sight, right? So like, I gotta make sure that I'm making rotates, I'm making head holes. If we wanna elbow rotate, I'm making that for teammate. Making these head holes, I'm reinforcing, I'm putting my gadgets down. All that stuff, you just have to do your job, because As a support player, you're not going to be getting as many kills, but the kills that you do get should be impactful, but you won't be getting as many. So you have to help the team in other ways. Being on cams, setting up sites so that your people who are getting more kills have the free time to set up whatever roam they want to do or whatever extension they want to do, right? They know that site is handled so that they can go do whatever they got to do to help them succeed. Now, tip number 4 kind of ties into do your job. Know default site setups and also know how to attack them. So like if I'm a support player, we're a basement here, I need to know that there's supposed to be a rotate here, play closet. Some people like to open this side, some people like to open this side. Just regardless, open one side, reinforce the other. You got to know that this needs head holes, right? This gets reinforced. Like just basic site setups you need to know. On the flip side of that, you also need to know how to attack certain sites. So there's basically 2 ways to attack Oregon basement. There's bunker tower stairs, and there's freezer main. So you need to know those 2 options, and decide with your team if you're in a 5-stack or if you're solo queuing, which is what I do a lot. Kind of see what your team's doing and decide from there, right? So if I'm gonna go bunker main, I need to know, hey, we need, or not bunker main, bunker tower stairs. I need to know, hey, my job, I should play like Hibana or something. My job's gonna be, I gotta open this hatch, have a teammate take tower stairs. We gotta take bunker. Potentially open elbow and hold across there. Otherwise, say screw elbow, have somebody plant default in this corner, and then somebody else hold the long haul cross. Like you just gotta know how to attack sites, how to set sites up. That's part of your job as a support player. For the second to last tip, I have don't be afraid to have bad games. This is mostly mental, right? Like you're a support player. You're gonna die to stupid things. You're gonna get run out on while droning. You're gonna get C4'd while planting because you thought your teammate was covering you. You're gonna get shot in the back. Those kind of deaths happen a lot as a support player.
Left.
And you have to be able to move past it, right? Brush it off. Don't let it chalk your mental. Don't let it get you down. Don't start yelling at your teammates or complaining or switching to a fragging op because you don't want to die like that again. You have to be able to stick to it, keep a clear mental, and just move on. Brush it off. Because the second you start getting tilted, the second your team starts getting tilted, and then you just fall apart, right? That's really important with any role in Siege, honestly. Siege is such a mental game that if you get mentally chalked, it's over. Like you're just gonna lose. Now, our final tip is kind of the flip side of that. Obviously, don't be afraid to have a bad game, but don't use playing support as an excuse to be bad. So like I've seen a lot of people who are like, oh, my KD's bad. I never go positive because I play support. Like, sure, you're gonna get less kills. You'll probably go negative a decent amount of games, but you should not be dropping a donut. You shouldn't be dropping a breadstick. Don't use the fact that you're droning or opening wall or playing like smoke room or whatever as an excuse to just be a bad player, right? You don't want to be the guy on your team that if you get left in a 1v2, your teammates are all like, well, we lost. You know, you want to be that guy that your team knows has a clutch potential. You're left in a 1v2, your team's like, all right, we're probably going to win this. You know, that just makes you infinitely more valuable as a player. If you can play for the team, make site setups, drone, have clear comms, and frag, like that's insane. Some of the best support players in the world, like competitively, are also some of the most mechanically gifted players. Like Brede on BDS is an amazing example. He's been on top of the support game for as long as I can remember. I've been in Siege for a couple years now. Been watching Pro League for a couple years now. He's always been top of his game as far as I've seen, and he is also mechanically insane. Like if you watch him play, his mechanics are nuts. So the final tip is don't sacrifice your mechanics just because you're a support player, right? You go into T-hunts, practice quick leading, practice your aim, practice your recoil control, just stuff like that. Don't be a bad player because you're a support player, right? You should be able to drop kills. And yeah, that's it for my 6 tips to become a better support player in Siege. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to, leave a like, leave a comment on what helped you or what tips you think I missed, or if you have any ideas for tip videos in the future. I can definitely read those and maybe listen to a couple of your suggestions. I'm looking to start uploading more tip videos, because lately I've just kind of been doing, I don't know, like full game videos or montages or whatever, but I feel like I have a lot more to offer as a content creator by giving you tips and tricks, and I feel like that'll help people more than just watching me get a 3K or watching me ace or whatever. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys next time.